too much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Dave.
He's Dave.
And I got a plant.
He's got a plant. Look at this plant. It's a very nice plant.
She's starting to grow really well.
Yeah,
All right.
It was a bonsai plant,
Yeah.
but it didn't get bonsai'd. I think it got to us late, but it's okay. We love it. It's the Two Dope Dudes right there, named aptly by the Moses of marijuana, Mr. CBD Chicago.
Yeah.
I always
The
say
Burger
Mr.
King of Bud.
Yeah, I always say
got him
Mr.
with the-
CBD Chicago because, like, you know,
Yeah.
I always want it to be the whole thing. But yeah,
I think everybody should try and give him a new name in the comments right now. I called him the
Okay.
Burger King of Bud the other day, and he was pretty into that.
yeah, because you can have it your way.
That bingo.
I mean, yeah.
Been waiting for, yeah.
Back in the day, I used to work at Burger King, so
Yeah.
I know all that bullshit.
Oh.
Bullshit.
Yeah. 2 all beef patty specials. No, that's
No,
the wrong
no,
place.
that's
wrong place.
That's Mickey D's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Heard that.
Shit. So what's going on, dude?
Just another day in paradise.
Yeah, it's a Monday morning. We're doing this on a Monday morning again, which is
Yes.
great.
Yes. It's, is it 9 o'clock yet? Hey, it's past 9 o'clock.
It's
We're good.
9:30. Yeah.
Yeah, look at us go.
Good job.
Everything is good.
Yeah.
I was at the Lil Bean event the other day, right after you left, and
Yeah.
probably most of everybody left. I saw Pete driving out while I
Cool.
was pulling in. But yeah, I did get to see some awesome people. Kevin, the goat,
The goat
man.
is the
Can
goat,
we
man.
just?
Dude, the
What a
goat.
fucking hero, man. Charlie and Rochelle, just amazing people.
Yeah.
We there is a community over here of very cool, accepting, and it also informative. Golly, it was cool to watch the people come up and talk to Goat.
Yep.
Like he is the GOAT. People were trying to take pictures with the guy and stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, damn, that is kind of how he is. He's like local celeb, badass.
Yeah.
And for complete reasons, man.
Yeah.
Like he also is very straightforward, no bullshit. Just this is what works. And if you want the results, I can tell you how. And if not, it's okay. We can all do our thing our
Yeah.
different ways, but these are my results, and I'll
Yep.
let them speak for themselves. And awesome, very, very cool.
So the Friday night before we did this, we had the second Fox Valley Cultivators meetup.
Very cool event. Oh my
which
god,
is super awesome. And I'd asked Kevin to come out and just, because right now it's, April 29th. So it's about to be outdoor season. You know what I mean? And so I was like, he does outdoor stuff. They have a farm. He has a couple separate businesses. He also has Cannabinoids by Design, which is, hemp and CBD. And that's what they do on the farm is hemp and CBD. You know what I mean?
beautiful.
So I figured I just asked him to come out and give some outdoor growing tips to people who may grow outdoors. And there was a bunch of new people, and he put together this amazing packet, Outdoor Growing the Goat Way. And it was way more than I even anticipated. You know what I mean? I just want him to do like a Q&A and like, hey,
There's so much
maybe we
information.
could-
I haven't
yeah.
even been able to read through the whole thing yet.
I read through it a couple times. It's a
No,
lot.
I've been a busy
I know.
character, so I'm reading it. I'm like, dude, I didn't know none of this stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, but I also don't know a lot about growing. But
Right.
that man,
But that's like, that's the primer on how to grow outside.
yeah.
I mean, growing is still growing. You still have good grows. You have bad grows. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
that's 100% fine too. But like, if you want to do it, that's the way to do it right there.
Yep.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? So, but shout out to everybody who came out to Fox Valley Growers Club. We gave away some seeds from Josh from Elite Cut Genetics, who we're going to have on the podcast soon.
Yep.
You met him yesterday.
Yep. Super
he's
awesome
a
guy. Super
he
awesome
watches the podcast because he's cool.
Yep.
And he gave some great genetics away. So like, thank you again for that, Josh. You're the man.
Really appreciate
Just saw
it.
you on Mr. Grow It. Super cool. I'm so glad you're getting out there, dude. Great interview. Can't wait to see what you come up with next. And yeah, he's going to give us some more seeds to give away. We're going to do some giveaway on the Instagram because we just hit 1,000 followers. So thank you for that.
Damn.
We had 1,000
Nice.
followers on Support Dope
Look at this
People,
guy.
which is super cool. Did it way before my main page, which, kind of blew me away. And, I think
cool.
probably only like 300 of them are trappers. So,
Nice. Nice. It's a good ratio.
Nice. I figure I never follow the robot trappers back. Like, I'm not going to join your Telegram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got too many Telegrams.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, but shout
I
out
just
to everybody.
watched some shit about Telegram the other day. Anyway, very cool.
Shout out to everybody that came out. Shout out to the new growers. I know they almost sold out of earth boxes. I think there's one earth box left in the store right now. So that's super cool. So I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was awesome. It was fun to talk to new growers and try and help them out.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, I greatly. The community that comes around this place, it's beautiful. There's a lot of really intelligent to what they are doing humans.
Yeah.
And I love listening to everybody's different perspective. Even to the point now where I'm going, hey, I might know a little bit about growing. I don't know how to, but I could probably say a few words that I've heard before.
Probably.
Because a lot of these people, like, they actually know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, I saw you. You were like holding court with some of the homies on Friday night when you were smelling over there. I saw them all. Not all of them are always quiet, but you were telling a story, and they were all just in wonderment.
Well, it's like everybody. My thing is, everybody wants to believe that they've been in the cannabis market for longer. Everybody wants to. I've been doing it since I was.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But we all existed through the same levels of change, right?
Correct.
I still used to get brick weed. I used to literally only be able to find trash.
Yeah.
And then I remember getting some stuff that finally they called 3060s. And that was, I was like, whoa, what is this? This is like actually some okay.
Got that hydro.
And then the dro came around, right?
And then the dro.
We all went through the same shit.
Yep. Got that perp.
Not one of us, and everybody's going, oh, well, everybody talks about cannabis from back in the day. It's the best stuff ever. I would love to have this argument at some point. It's not an argument. It's a very logical thought process. But cannabis from back in the day, if we there's a historical reference. It's called High Times. Go look at the pictures of it and then tell me that you're like, oh my God, that must have been the best weed ever. We're going, oh shit, it looks like some hay.
Yeah.
All right. No matter what. But the thing is, it was a more naturally occurring plant at that point. It hadn't been cross-fucked by 700 other things. This is what I was telling him. Like, landrace stuff was beautiful, and then Cindy 99 came around, and that was like a cross fuck of all the fucking strains out there, and then it just went ape shit. And I think the last point where it even made any fucking sense was like DJ Short and fucking Chem Dog and those guys. After that, everything. It's so hard to keep track of what strain means what, who was it grown by, what does it, and again. It takes something like some of what I'm seeing now around the local scene that's like, these guys have been growing these strains for 20 years and they speak for themselves. Look at what is coming out of this thing now. And I'm going, wow, that's very cool. That is completely different than this. Everybody's crossbreeding everything to find another new thing because we don't even know what the fuck we're looking for anymore. This smells good. That smells good. Let's fuck them. And then we'll get something new. And I don't think that's always a good thing.
It's all Girl Scout cookies and lemon cherry gelato and, and that's why I always say that I tell people, they're like, oh, this is et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, honestly, I'm pretty ignorant about genetics. And I do it on purpose because like, I just can't go down that rabbit hole. Like I know a lot of the old stuff.
Because it made sense
Right.
then. Everything tracked some kind of verbiage where it went backwards to something else. You could tell what it meant. If it said the word Kush, if it said the word OG,
Yeah.
if it said Chem, there was all of these. If it said white, and then they had those offshoots of it, white widow, white rhino, whatever. There was different things,
Yeah.
but it all was categorized, and you kind of everything was close. And then
On the next Elevated News podcast, is geneticist ruining cannabis? Find out now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They're still very cool people, and that's what I mean, you were showing me
Yeah.
an authentic headband.
Yes, it's like a 30-year-old. It's like for people who know, it's I happened to upon some headband from J Plant Speaker and purchased some, and it's fantastic stuff. It's very expensive though.
Yeah, there's partial reason for it, I think, and I think that Aryan Roscoe, right, the strain hunter, right,
Sure.
it makes sense that maybe somebody were to purchase some seeds from that guy at some point because he has actually tracked land races
Right.
from the source and gone, here you go. This is exactly what it is.
Right.
We grew it here, and now you have seeds available and
Right.
whatever. So there's and from a very reputable growing source
Right.
too. Now, I don't think he's in there like he used to be and actually growing the shit and making just fantastic weed all the time. He's probably got a regiment so that he can go out and do his thing. And there's probably somebody who does it in the background. And that's why it's not Aryan Roscom grown,
Right.
whatever. But it is the strains that he hunted. It is the things that he cared about. And there's plenty of other people in the world.
Sure.
Goat has some great genetics, man.
Yeah.
Like I was, looking
Actually,
through his
I have his cut list because I had a friend, one of my friends from that works at Revolution, asked me for some goat cuts, and I was like, oh yeah, I can get you some. And I asked Goat what he had, and he sent me over his whole list. Holy shit, that dude's got a list. He's got a public list, and then he's got like what he's got. And goddamn,
Yeah. Yeah.
as the kids would say.
Yeah. I like
Skibbity toilet.
that, man. This plant should be like super protected for the future no matter what. I think that putting it into as many places and as many hands and having like good quality seeds out there,
Well,
fuck a seed bank. We're all
Goat-
seed banks.
Goat was doing all the genetics for the university. I don't want to miss. I believe it was like the University of Illinois study
Okay.
where they have like the outdoor. So like he was getting access to all the like OG strains and stuff. The government strains because that's what I'm saying. Like the university strains, the stuff that was locked away in vaults that they wanted to actually like bring back and stuff. So
That's super fire.
it's super cool. That's why that dude is so knowledgeable about plants. Like, you know what I mean? The amount of plants that he's like with the university, with the farm, like the dude has grown more plants than a lot of people. I think he said they were going through the numbers, and I think since 2017 have planted and harvested like 23,000 outdoor plants or something on the farm.
It's wild.
That's a lot of plants.
It's a lot of plants.
It's a lot of plants.
And that's like when I heard him talking last night, I felt like I don't know. It's the way when I speak about
Yes.
somebody consuming cannabis
Yes.
was the way he was speaking about somebody growing
Yes.
cannabis. And I was like,
Oh,
oh my God, I
game
fucking
recognized
love that.
game.
Yeah, yeah. It was just with such confidence. And there was a few times where somebody was like, well, what about this? And he goes, it just is what it is, right? There's some point, do it however you want to,
Yep.
right? But I'm telling you from what I've seen work multiple times and with consistency still,
Yeah.
this is the way that I would approach it. And you can do whatever you want. That's the same thing I have to do too. I have to go, you do whatever you want
Yeah.
because I'm not whatever. And then, it will figure it out eventually.
Yeah. In the long run, it's a weed, and just let it go. And that's why I like Living Soil because And I always want to keep saying this because I'm always trying to refine how I approach and speak about things too. But you want to take, living soil, you take pressure off the plant and then you just let the plant do it. You know what I mean? And then as you know the plant, you can adjust certain things to make it do more things. And that's easier than trying to force something right away, in my opinion.
I think so.
You know?
I think so. And I think that, like, much like everything, you have to get acclimated to your surroundings.
Hell yeah.
So the first time you grow something in an environment, I don't think it's going to be its best.
Right.
I think the only way to make it its best is to grow that thing a few times on repeat in its own environment
Yep.
and then let it acclimate
Yep.
to what its surroundings are.
Yep.
This plant, and you've heard me talk about it before too, it's almost like when people say eat local honey, right?
Yeah.
Because it's been pollinated by all the
Correct.
local bees and all the local plants and whatever. So eat local honey. It might help with your allergies and stuff. I think cannabis might kind of be the same thing. It
Okay.
has to learn from its environment, and once it learns its environment, it kind of can be its most beneficial.
Sure.
And I think that we see that through different land race strains, where it simply is a product of its environment.
Mm-hmm.
Cannabis is cannabis is cannabis, right? Even where the differences between indica and sativa are merely where the fuck they were grown at.
Yeah.
The difference between ruderalis is where we found it at.
Yeah.
So at the end of these classifications, it's purely a product of their environment and not because the plant necessarily holds greatly different qualities, right? Now, it is that like ruderalis plants are autoflowers, right?
Yeah.
Or that's how we get autoflower
Yeah.
from. But if we were to take that same plant and bring it into the proper environments and push it to do certain things, you can get different properties out of it.
Yeah.
And it's not, what was the in between? I just learned about it yesterday. Go was talking about it. There's photo period and then autoflower, but then there's one that's kind of in between.
So goat, a lot of his seeds are fast photos, which
Okay,
means
that's
that they actually they flower quicker. It's almost like an autoflower, except it's still a photo. So it's still a photo period. You still have to switch the lights, but it does it faster.
Yeah.
I believe I would have to talk to Goat about it, about the intricacies,
that's
but
why
I believe
can't wait
there's
to get that guy to sit
there's
here and
like,
talk with us, but
the switch, because there's like a light intensity and an amount of lighting, a daily lighting interval that your plants can take up before you're pushing them. Like
Yes.
they've had enough. That's where they're at. And so as the seasons start to change, they get different amounts of light, and some like do like 13 hours, some might be closer to 14 hours, some are like 12 exactly, and that's when they switch. That's part of the genetics in the plant. But I believe, like autos just go automatically. Photos just when they hit that, it's bam. I think with the fast photos, they're probably closer to like 14, 15 hours.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And
But
then
it just starts quicker and it goes.
My point to all of this
Yeah.
is that it
Sorry for
purely is
ranting.
no, you nailed it. It's purely that.
Yeah.
It's you're a product then of your environment,
Mhm.
which means light source, which
Right.
means air quality.
Right.
Because if you are more carbon dioxide or
Right.
more nitrogen rich or
Right.
more whatever the gas you want to fucking call
Sure.
it, you're more rich in that environment, then the plant has to react to the
Yeah.
environment. So to me, cannabis has always kind of been just cannabis is cannabis. And I understand there are times where the nuances make more sense. And I'm not, going to argue anybody that sativa kind of can mean something more and indica can kind of mean something more if we all agree on the same fucking statements of things.
Yeah.
But
I always just used typically. You know what I mean?
that's-
Sativa typically holds these terpenoids. Indicas typically lean towards these terpenoids.
And that's
you know
just
what I
true.
mean? And then it's-
Myrcene on one
right.
side, limonene on the other side.
that's-
You probably got linalool
yeah.
over here. You probably got pinene over here. So you start to play those things out. Bingo, bingo. It's easier to grab, but also it's so per the individual and
Yeah.
because that plant has, if it's limonene superior,
Right.
it still has myrcene in it typically. If it's myrcene superior, it typically has limonene in it.
Right.
In the same way with linalool, in the same way with all of them, right? So we have those standout things, but if your system is deficient in linalool period, who gives a shit what source it's from?
Right.
It will absorb that linalool
Correct.
out of that thing and you shall be benefited. So it's probably better that you get the one that has the more linalool because maybe that helps you more. But
Right.
if the other one still has the linalool in it and that's what you needed, then what are we talking about to begin with? I think that's why cannabis is so versatile and it works in so many different instances, because regardless if it benefits you all the way around and gives you exactly the benefit you're looking for, there is something that comes of it. And okay, well, I don't need to be up and ready to go right now because it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm
Right.
trying to go to bed. So this thing, we can store that away for the next time where I'm down in the dumps during the day, but we don't have to call it some massive loss or
Right.
say, wow, that's a big failure on cannabis's part.
Yeah.
It's there. We're so individual. There's so many different measurable parts of this plant. So my whole point is let the plant become a product of its environment
Yeah.
and you probably will get better results based off of that.
Yeah.
That's
1,000,000%.
my theory at cannabis. And I think you can turn it into whatever you want to turn it into depending on how you give it some effort.
Yeah. And shout out to
Yeah.
shout out to all the cool people that are just around us. We're very lucky that we get to I've said this all weekend because I got to meet so many cool people this weekend for some reason. We're so fortunate that people are just like super cool to us. You know what I mean?
Oh
We
my
get to be
God,
around the coolest people, and like I feel lucky that I just get to go around and like talk to people and you know, learn new things and try and, you know, shout people out, and I just love it. I'm so fortunate. It's the best.
I had like 2 or 3 people come up and go, "Holy shit, you're support dope people?" And I was like, "Hey,
You
yeah,
are.
thanks, man."
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
are.
"Yeah, I am. Thanks for."
Yeah.
And the feedback has been awesome. But realistically, Aaron's whole mission here, and it's right in the name, support dope people, is representing all of you too.
Yeah.
No matter what part of cannabis you are, if you're the cannabis consumer, if you're the cannabis grower, if you're the ancillary product maker, whatever
Yeah.
it is, your part.
If you're a broker,
Well, yeah,
you
I
know, like-
genuinely don't care. If you're
Yeah.
if you're a cultivation owner, if you own licenses, if you
Yeah.
don't own licenses, if you wish to have licenses, if you want the rules to change or you think the rules are, that's this whole thing is that, and to see everybody come together, and even with the differences that exist, I've seen plenty of times hemp license owners
Yep.
sitting across the table from cultivation license owners, sitting across the table from fucking us.
yeah.
And then
Literally.
in the company of Goat,
Yeah.
in the company of fucking Charlie and
Mr. CBD.
Lil Bean and dude, we've
You
got
know?
the cool, and I'm going, holy fuck, man! There are so many badasses in
Yeah.
this room, and so many people doing it in so many different avenues. It like this isn't a competition. As much as
Right.
there is some level of compete inwardly, compete with yourself and make yourself
like-
better, because
Make it more like golf.
that's exactly it.
Yep.
Right?
You
With
understand.
golf, it's a different experience every single time you go out to do it.
Yep.
As is cannabis. No matter what you go to do, no matter what the next event is, no matter where your next crop is, it's going to be something different. And how do you adjust to that today, right? And if it's super windy, we just hold the fucking tents down.
Yep.
Right. And if it's a nice, shiny, beautiful, bright day, then we accept that that's going to be one of the easier ones, and we do that. But none of it has to come with any level of anxiety. None of it has to come with any level of fucking competition. This is all literally, it's cannabis.
And just like in golf, it's you versus the course. It's not, unless you're in a tournament and you're battling, and that's something you choose to do. That's something that is a voluntary action between people. Okay?
100%.
They choose to do that.
100%.
But if we're just out like when Dave and I disc golf, I'm not playing against Dave. I'm playing against myself and the course.
Yep.
And that's how it needs to be in cannabis. That's what support dope people is. That's what love green culture is.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's not about what they have. I'm glad they have that. Shout out, and be glad, support everybody.
Whatever your walk is just what course you're on today, right? And maybe some of us are playing the same damn course, right? Where we're all on this same course together, but it's only at the points where somebody is bottlenecking something, where there should be conversation. It's not an argument though, right? If somebody's bottlenecking something, it's like, man, I don't know what to tell you. And at some point, maybe there's just got to be a course official that comes out and says, "Hey, come on, y'all, move like keep pace of play has got to keep going." And some people have taken those roles and stepped up and said, "Let's keep it going." And for those that have been hurt in the process, no hard feelings. Everybody, let's get along. I love y'all, and I hope everybody feels the same way.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this is a personal competition for you and for everybody.
Yeah, worry about your crops, not the ops.
If you don't put that on a shirt,
I mean, it's already on a shirt.
Oh,
it's already on a shirt. I'm not smart enough to be the one that came up with that.
That would, hey, if you just did that sitting next to me, I was about to be blown the fuck away.
No, but I've been saying
that.
I've been saying that, and then I was like, I saw some shirts, and I was like, oh, I definitely saw that somewhere.
Damn. Holy cow.
Well, shit, we're 28 minutes in.
Hey,
let's do some plugs real quick. If you grow, having the right gear for your home garden makes all the difference. That's why you need to get on board with Crop Culture's quarterly home grower boxes.
Crop Culture releases insane value boxes every 3 months packed with premium seeds, growing equipment, and unique extras tailored for those who want to plant with a purpose.
But that's not all. Coming soon, they're launching monthly crop drops, where you can snag a pack or two of Fire Genetics along with must-have gardening accessories like AC Infinity's legendary trimming scissors.
We're talking stickers, mystery goodies, and deeply discounted bundles you won't find anywhere else. Just an easy one-time purchase with no commitment.
Their current quarterly box is an absolute steal, featuring top-shelf genetics, a pH meter or smell-proof bag, monitoring tools, fermented plant probiotics, and more.
And for our listeners, use the code twodopedudes for $10 off any purchase of $100 or more at cropculture.net.
So whether you want the full quarterly experience or just need a regular re-up, Crop Culture's got you covered.
Level up your garden and score some gear that'll have your plants standing tall. If you grow, you need to check them out at cropculture.net before sold-out regret sets in. Let them help you plant with a purpose. Hey, Curious connoisseurs, are you looking to elevate your wellness routine? Take it up a notch with Mr. CBD Chicago.
That's right, dude. They've got everything you need from their brand new El Jefe line with CBD and THC sprays for a discreet and convenient dose, to their legendary Moonrock matte bottle rockets and the always satisfying Spliff Society pre-rolls.
And listen up, Two Dope Dude listeners. Use the code twodopedudes at checkout for 10% off your entire order at MrCBDChicago.com. That's right, 10% off.
So ditch the stress and embrace the good vibes with Mr. CBD Chicago. Head over to their website today. Just remember, use the code twodopedudes for that sweet discount. You're not going to regret it. Hey there, fellow plant enthusiasts. Tired of using chemical fertilizers that harm your soil and the environment?
We feel you. That's why we want to introduce you to Green Grow Biological.
Green Grow offers organic soil amendments packed with beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizae fungi like their popular Pride Bloom fertilizer and flower finisher.
These little powerhouses work together to improve your soil health, helping your plants grow strong and healthy naturally. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, Green Grow has something for you.
And because Green Grow is committed to sustainable practices, you can feel good about what you're putting into your home and garden.
Head over to thegreengrow.com to learn more about their amazing products and how they can help you take your gardening to the next level.
And listen up, because here's a special offer just for our listeners. Use the code twodopedudes for 10% off your entire order at thegreengrow.com.
That's 2dopedudes for 10% off at greengrow.com. Happy planting.
Okay.
And then let's get on to some news.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like a thing, right?
Oh, we do that here.
Yeah. We got to at least stay somewhat,
Well, yeah, but I like
I like this too. I'm
I
just
like
saying,
to talk
like,
philosophy a
yeah.
lot. Yeah, I think so. I think that there's a lot more to this than
oh, I love the philosophy part. I just think that like there needs to be some sort of structure at the, in some point. That's
I
all.
like good structure
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Let's have conversations though and get to the bottom of it.
Well, yeah, because otherwise, you know how it is with us. We'll just fucking BS about shit all day. You know what I mean?
I'm good at that.
Yeah. So, hey, you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming podcast apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. Also, you can find us on supportdopepeople.com, along with links to our other pods and free stickers just by providing your email and address. I've got a bunch of envelopes going out today. Email us at twodopedudespodcast@gmail.com for all the questions or things you want us to talk about. And then give us a follow at Fox Valley Growers Club on Instagram. And also supportdopepeople.com. Go there, sign up for the email list. We'll be using that as our emails. I got a bunch of stuff to send out too. So that'd be real cool.
Bingo.
If you're into it.
Yeah. And if you're a YouTube user and you like to hang out on Thursday night, I am always there just to answer anybody's questions about cannabis. It's a live, direct place for you to reach out to me where you can see my face in real time. I don't have to go study anything, and if we got to find a study to support my thoughts and ideas, we can do that too. That way, yeah, I'm just there for you. Thursday nights, Peace, Love, and Cope.
Yeah.
Please, YouTube.
He's got people that look up stuff for him, like me.
Yeah, and I also, we play games, we make jokes. It gets a
mostly
little
games.
adulty. We laugh a lot. We say curse words, so if you're not into it, I'm sorry about it. And if it's not your steam, that's okay. But it's literally just for me to be there if anybody needs to ask anything about cannabis. At the beginning, it happened a little bit more, I will say.
Yeah, he used to have guests. I was a guest there. You may be able to go back and see that one. I don't know if you've taken that down.
I've hidden all of them because I say some wild things
I know.
sometimes.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, I had to, yeah.
But yeah. But now we have our guests here, and we have we have some cool guests coming up. We just gotta you and I gotta sit down and button up a schedule or figure something out.
Yeah,
like what days, so I can give that out. Because we got Carissa CG Art. I talked to her yesterday. John Voight, or no, not John Voight. But John's coming on from Spiteful Stitches. Josh from Elite Cut. There's 2 or 3 others that I'm forgetting too. So
yeah. And we need to get with.
Yes. Also, we got to get with Cole. Yeah. But that's online. So, but yeah, Cole wants to come on too. But yeah. So anyway, here's some. We touched on this a little bit last week, but I figure we'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
So, Illinois Department Financial and Professional Regulation announced today, this was April 17th, cannabis sales totals for March. And so, what is that? 148 million, billion?
Yeah, 148 million. Quadrillion, dude.
Yeah.
They're selling good weed, man. No,
yeah, that's the second highest monthly total since legalization. Only December 2023 had a higher monthly total at 153 million. Yeah. So in-state resident sales totaled 114 million. So out of that, 30-some million was...
Yeah, 34 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. And that,
yeah, there we go.
I mean, yeah, that people heard I was coming back, so they were breaking down the doors to get in. And, no, I'm totally just kidding.
Yeah.
We could imagine this. The expansion of the industry is still happening. We are seeing new dispensaries open.
Yeah.
And it's just bringing more and more people into dispensaries. There is.
Hey, we got some dispensary weed right there that was actually purchased. I purchased that weed.
Right.
I wanted
I was there when you did that.
I know you were there.
Yeah.
You were there. No, we talk about, I mean, most people know what I feel about most of the dispensary weed, and most people are in agreement about dispensary weed. But I wanted to actually purchase a couple companies that I hear are growing their own stuff.
Yes, well, and so I can't speak to it because I haven't traced the umbrella line yet.
Right.
I'm trying to, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot. And good for the state and good for everybody that's doing what they're doing.
Right.
It's a shakeup. Ideally, I see this moving forward positively for the consumer. I hope. I'm trying to be optimistic. We can't keep sending as many dollars as we do to fucking Michigan, would be my guess. Or on the other side of the state to Missouri. It would be.
I'll tell you, Michigan caretakers keep coming down here to have their wares. You know what I mean? I was at the Melt Market in Aurora on 420, and it was all Michigan people.
I would imagine so, because they have more people coming to their dispensaries from Illinois than they do from Michigan. It's weird. Some of these.
They come down here and raise their prices.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? If up there it's $20 and now you've got to drive down here, it should be $30, right? And I'm not saying that's just a market, right? That's how markets play themselves out.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to understand that there is cost of goods and services. So the service of delivery and everything, taking the risk of crossing state borders, whatever these people are doing, there is potential risk, and you pay for it. But that's the whole thing too. Like, Illinois they could change a few things to really help just keep people safe here at home and not have to go so far away.
No,
and I think you
mean the state could make decisions that actually is in the interest of their citizens? Ha. The state does not care about that. The state cares about itself.
Well, I mean, as does each entity and body.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's the unfortunate part of what that thing is. But when we're talking about this thing, the plant, we also know what level of black market exists still. Right?
Yeah.
We know that there is a massive black market. And when we're seeing numbers, we're going, it's getting the highest it's ever been. It's the highest it's ever been. It's the highest it's ever been. Well, they're going, we're taking a little bit back from each market. I don't really know that you are, as much as they've made it more convenient for people close to find a place here and there. So they're starting to pull a few more dollars out of a few different people's pockets.
Yeah.
But I think the potential is far greater. But I'm saying this about Illinois because I exist in the Illinois market and I understand it well. Vegas is just as bad.
Vegas is bad. Missouri's pretty shit.
Is it?
Missouri's pretty shit. It's pretty similar to ours.
Well, and
there's some better.
California started to change their things to line more up with Illinois because of the way that.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the thing. Illinois has made it so that you can sell $40, $50, $60 eighths. And then the people accept the 35% taxation rate at the end of it. And they showed it here that it's acceptable and people are doing it. And everybody else was like, well, why the fuck aren't we doing that? So it's weird. I just wish that the tax rate became something more reasonable across the board for this thing. For the federal government not having anything to do with the...
I'm so glad you started talking about taxes, Dave. That leads us right into our next thing.
Oh, let's check it out.
And that is the cannabis occupation tax rate changes July 1st. Back at
here we go.
The old studio. Remember that? Remember the old studio?
Yeah,
that was fun. Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is episode 44.
Oh, we're rounding around to a year.
Yeah,
Huh?
baby.
Ooh, shoot.
Couple months here. So cannabis, we talked about this, that this was coming. We went through this on one of the earlier podcasts, but the Department of Revenue released an informational bulletin for all dispensaries engaged in the business. Dave, are you engaged in the business sometimes?
I do.
You do engage in the business sometimes.
Yeah.
Of selling adult use cannabis at retail in taxing jurisdictions that have enacted municipal or county cannabis retailers' occupation taxes. So this is basically like a news bulletin to the dispensaries going, hey, don't forget, this is what we've done, and you have to comply because you are a compliance company. Effective July 1st, 2024, certain taxing jurisdictions have, by ordinance, imposed or changed their municipal or county cannabis retailers' occupation tax on the gross receipts from sales of adult use cannabis. These taxes are in addition to Illinois retailers' occupation tax on general merchandise, which is 6.25%, and any locally imposed retailer's occupation tax on general merchandise, which also apply to sales of adult use cannabis. Cash registers and computer programs must be adjusted so that beginning on July 1st, 2024, the corrected tax rate is collected and paid. To verify combined state and local retailers' occupational tax rates on adult use cannabis, go to the My Tax Illinois tax rate finder and select rates for July 2024. With me so far?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is taxed? Municipal and county cannabis retailers' occupation taxes are imposed on gross receipts from adult use sold at retail. These taxes, however, are not imposed on cannabis purchased under the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Program Act. Get your medical card. Get your medical card. Get your medical card. Email me if you don't know how to get your medical card. I got you. It's easy. What is the tax? And it's actually not as expensive as you would even think. What is the tax rate that counties and municipalities can impose by ordinance on retail sales of cannabis? So if you remember, basically there was something in the law that said after so much time, counties and cities could raise their tax rates.
Yep.
So that's what this is. So municipalities may impose a tax rate on retail sales of cannabis other than medical cannabis at a rate that may not exceed 3%, imposed in 0.25%, which is 0.25% increments. Counties may also impose a tax, also in 0.25% increments, on retail sales of cannabis other than medical cannabis at the following rates. If it's unincorporated, the rate may not exceed 3.75%. In a municipality located in the county, the rate may not exceed 3%. So if they want to implement that, they must submit their ordinances to the IDOR by April 1st for July 1st implementation and by October 1st for implementation on the following January. I think we talked about, was it St. Louis that missed the deadline and then was out like $2 million in taxes or something?
It might even been more than that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what's coming. So your municipalities and cities are going to start adding more taxes.
Well, so at 41% max right now, the 0.5%, the 0.25% will get lost.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be lost. But I'm not a tax expert by any means, but the idea that because some fake entity allowed you to do something, they're allowed to collect 40% of the actual value of the thing on top of it to say, this is because we allowed you.
Yeah.
Seems very extreme to me.
But it's not legal. Marijuana is not legal in Illinois.
No, it's a taxed system.
Correct. And intent is criminalized. So, that's what they do. They go, well, we've as a municipality, we've allowed you to, or we have decided that it's okay to have this dispensary here, but we're gonna tax your intent, we're gonna tax you. It's a sin tax, just like gambling, just like alcohol, just like all that smoking, where they're trying to disincentivize you to do it. And that's why they tax it so high.
Yeah.
Instead of allowing people access to medicine and something that's good, the state has said, well, no, we're gonna tax you for the
But
privilege.
even
We're gonna sin tax
as
you.
a recreation, I don't care if that's what we want to call it. The fact that it's taxed at this rate and alcohol is not is the most disgusting shit in the entire world to me.
Yeah.
The fact that pretty much we're saying we'll allow, 40,000 people a year to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And we don't really give a flying fuck about it. And actually, we'll make it cheap and accessible in every single gas station, Walgreens. It doesn't fucking matter where you go. Alcohol is accessible. It's
Except
funny
in
to
dry
me.
counties in the South.
Well, bingo. And it's funny to me that fucking Walgreens, a place that literally sells you all of your prescription methamphetamines and
Also dildos.
fucking narcotics,
Vibrators, butt plugs.
They they're directly next to the pharmacy. If you draw a straight line across the wall, you
Yeah.
get directly to alcohol.
Yeah.
In every single Walgreens around me, you go.
Oh, you're not wrong. That's
directly to
nice.
alcohol,
Not wrong.
right? It's on the way out. Make sure you pick your alcohol up after you get your fucking prescriptions. It's a disgusting
hold
use
on.
of.
Most of the stores are square, so there is only so much room you can put those.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
This is
well, because I was thinking about another CVS where like there's a pharmacy over here, and then there's like alcohol over here, and then like cigarettes are over here. So like that, you're like, okay, but like the Walgreens, you're not wrong. But there's only one wall they can really have that extra stuff on.
Hey, that's on them.
I understand.
I'm just saying.
Just saying. You're not
You know
wrong.
what I mean?
It blew my mind, but then I had some logical thoughts about it.
I'm with you. And I believe it too. It's an easier way to stock your cooler from that side. Obviously, to have backstock of a pharmacy and a cooler right next to each other makes sense. It's easier to build one wall instead of. But hey,
you're not wrong.
Hey, I'm just saying, friends. It's a weird. It's weird, especially when we know the rates of death and shit. Anyway.
So yeah, more taxes, baby. We love taxes, right? Taxes are great.
They're coming.
Yeah, they're definitely coming.
They're coming. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
No, it's fine.
Oh, I was gonna say too. If you're still listening, look at this right here. These things. Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Are you down to talk about that? Or
Yeah.
you want to talk about this first?
No, this is fine.
Okay. So in front of me, Aaron here bought 2 products from a dispensary. And
I paid taxes on them.
He paid taxes. He did the whole tax process, but with a medical card because he's brilliant like that. Hey, listen, and hey, where he was at, tax gets a little bit dropped because of the medical card. Anyway, here we go. Not all the way that it should be. Would you guys like to see us review some in-state products regularly?
Yeah.
If you do, please drop us a little comment here on this video and or hit up Aaron and or tell me. And let me know if there's products in the state that you would like to see reviewed and or spoke about. I've been thinking that we just talked about it today. But I was thinking like, hey, maybe I bring one product that somebody else wants or that we think is super like dank, and then maybe I can also find something that's a little bit more medicinal and I can speak on that. I would like to also, if there's our friends out there would like to do the same thing for us. I know that we've had Mr. CBD. Maybe I could do a few of his products and speak on how I think that those are as beneficial. But regardless, I think maybe a little product review section might be.
Well, you know, we always have kind of done that. Lately, we've gotten away because we've been really blessed with Family Cannabis Crew hitting us up with the fucking fire ass rosin from like Simple Jars and Archive. I was at a party with Simple Jars on Saturday. City Trees, Asthma, shout out Asthma Shy, shout out City Trees. 606 Genetics. You smelled all that stuff. That stuff's fire. We've always done that.
I'm into this, and I want to keep doing it. But
we should do all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we should.
I don't know if the dispensary, if people here want to see dispensary stuff, is all I'm asking.
Yeah.
If you would like to see it, we can do that. But also, you know, if you have a product that you would like us to directly, and we
Yeah.
have plenty of them that come through, and the smoke and stuff is whatever. But if you want us to highlight some, let us know. We'll do it.
Hell yeah.
I'm thinking that it might be a
Yeah. So basically, if you want us to review a product and you see it at a dispensary, go to the dispensary, look it up, shoot me an email, tell me what it is, shoot something to Dave, we'll get it,
yeah
and we'll review it.
yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean,
That's
yeah,
super cool.
100%. I would like to.
We could probably do we could either do like an extra show a month where we just review products and sit down and do a bunch of videos, and that could be an extra thing. Or
Okay.
we could, you know, maybe just do one episode a month or a week or a month, basically, of just reviews. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Touche.
We could do either or.
Ooh, I like that too.
I think
I like the
doing an
daily
extra one would be
reviews.
cool.
I obviously, and I'm not trying to downplay everybody who's given us a ton of
Oh,
stuff,
dude,
and we've
we get
smoked,
so
and
much fire.
I've been enjoying the absolute shit out of everything. I'm blown away, and I've been saying it, and I tell all of you every time I see you out there, I'm blown away by the level of quality that is being grown across the board, and I'm impressed by a very lot of you, and you know, thank you for letting me see what y'all are doing.
I saw. I made. Dave was trying to leave. Dave got here, talked to my my people for about 30 minutes, and then came over and he's like, "I'm leaving." And as he was leaving, I was like, "Hey, stop! Smell that jar right there to your left." And yeah, dude.
There are people doing really cool
dude.
things. I'm impressed by all of you, and I think it's very cool. I think you should keep doing what you're doing, and I love that there are these community events happening where people are able to share their ideas and their perspectives. And when I got into the middle of about 4 or 5 guys who all had their little things going on, and they're showing it off back and forth.
Those are the guys.
I love that so much because, one, everybody was doing across the board way above what I generally would expect.
100.
Okay.
100.
But then each individual's got some shining points that they really like to show off. And then I'm finding points that are coming from, I'm going, damn, I think you're underselling the fuck out of this. There's some really cool things happening. So, you know, I mean,
RF Canna, Timmy Cracker Seed, and Sandwich Bee. Those are the fucking 3 guys. Just goddamn, I want to be like those guys. I'm so happy those guys come around.
Yeah. You know their names. I don't know who's who. I think all of you.
I mean, those are the guys that I met at Aurora Cannabis Club. Those are that's the Aurora.
Okay.
RF.
I know.
You know,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I know.
Yeah.
And then
Timmy Cracker Seed.
Yep.
You know him.
Yep.
And then Sandwich Bee.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Badasses. Yep.
If you're not following them on Instagram, you should.
Yep. I don't Instagram, man. I had like 3 or 4 people try and tell me about Instagram over here recently, and that is just not my platform.
Just try it. Just try it. Just once a day. Just open it up.
No.
I see you on Facebook just scrolling, hitting the like button. Scroll, hit the like button.
No, I don't be doing that.
I sent it. You did it at my house.
He said you did it at my house.
You did it at my house. I watched you do it.
Yeah, I'm on the few pages that I represent and I try to be a part of. I want people to make sure that I'm paying attention to what they're doing.
That's all you got to do on Instagram. It's not like you follow a bunch of people. Just drop some likes, bro.
Hey, but that's what I'm telling you. I drop likes on people who interact with my shit. That's where the only, and it's nothing against what other people are doing. I just can't pay attention to too much stuff. I struggle to pay attention what the hell I'm doing.
That's true. You want to talk about this real quick?
Let's get into it.
We got a couple minutes. So there's a new adopted rule and a proposed rule for cannabis infuser license holders. We talked about this. Oh no, actually this is a new one too. DOR also adopted amendments to the cannabis cultivation privilege tax, clarifying that the transfer of cannabis or cannabis concentrate from a cultivator to an infuser under an agreement whereby the cultivator retains ownership of the cannabis or concentrate and the infuser is merely creating cannabis-infused products for the cultivator to resell, is not a first sale on which the cultivator would owe tax. That's a big old tax thing.
Whoa.
Right. Now they're regulating how we're taxing things even more.
Well, it's a loophole for the...
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm okay with that because it makes the cultivator not have to pay more taxes. I don't know that... it's wild to me that infusers aren't allowed to directly sell product outwardly. It's weird to me, but it's okay. I know that they've got some wild rules. I was just thinking about it really in depth for a minute in my brain hole, and why are these licenses even existing? It's like the transporter licenses. We knew
And I
that
love...
they could never... Cultivators are able to transport their own weed.
Did you meet Scotty yesterday? He was here with Mike.
No.
Wearing a green Dead hoodie. He's got a transporter's license.
No.
Yep. He's I mean, yeah. We'll talk more about it later, but he's
no.
they've got a transporter's license.
Dude, and that's like, I mean, this is cool and it allows some things to happen, but then you mean to tell me that now these infusers have to contact all these cultivators to see if they can buy bulk product from them?
Of course.
And then, oh man, just what a weird place. Anyway,
they also proposed an amendment to the part titled Cannabis Regulation and Tax Act, correcting errors in the listed fees for modifications and, what does this say? Alternations. I feel like it should be alterations.
Yeah.
But that definitely says alternations.
It does.
To license infuser facilities. For modifications to a license, a fee of $1,250 is due at the time of application, with an additional fee of $750 due upon approval. For alterations to a facility that do not require an amendment to the license, the application fee is $250. DOA will refund the excess portion of any fee paid by an applicant prior to 9/1/24 that was higher than the amounts listed in the rulemaking. Just
okay,
closing more loopholes.
Yeah, I mean, but it's so they rightfully so stopped the taxation of the cultivators,
right?
And then at the same time are pushing out more taxes to the consumer.
Yes.
And this is hey,
that's how it works.
Isn't it crazy?
It's super crazy. I'm so grateful that there is medical cannabis and there is a compassionate use of medical cannabis act in Illinois.
Yeah.
And thanks, Governor Quinn. You did one thing that was fantastic. And that is your legacy, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because this, if I had to be a regular consumer, if I didn't know the people I know or didn't know how to grow or didn't have access to quality stuff, if I was just trying to like spend my money, like if I was just working and just wanted to get some weed at the end of the day and had to go to the dispensary all the time to get some weed and just got taxed the fuck out of it, man, that's shitty.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does suck. I think what you ran into and why maybe that review thing might be a feasible, reasonable thing is because you don't know what's under the lid.
Sure.
And I think we also are probably spoiled.
Yes.
Because of what we're able to consume and because of what we see and know and who and whatever.
Sure.
But also, I think the consistency across the board has everywhere.
Yeah.
Not just here has there is no consistency actually. Let's just say that. It's a crapshoot at a thing.
That's, if you check out stuff that Cole has done. Cole has actually just released something about this, about why the cannabis is so dry in Illinois, and that's because of the testing. It has to be that dry in order to pass all the heavy metal and the lab testing, and that's why they can't sell you nice, freshly cured bud. And when you're purchasing, you're getting stuff that was cultivated and tested last year. That stuff is from, look at the date on that, Dave. Now, I understand that you're supposed to oldest date first. There is, although, if you ask, as long as it's reasonable, if you go in the dispensary, you can ask for the newer stuff.
Yeah, 2 months. Oh, they're all FIFO systems, bro. That's a
First in, first out.
It's a state rule, bro. Once you put it into your fucking SOPs, you're a FIFO, man. You can't do new things, but they can find you a product that isn't the same thing you're looking for. And it sucks that like the harvest date and the lab testing
Right.
date are 2.5 months away from each other. That might be how long it takes to cure and to do whatever. But then from package date to, I mean, when did you consume it? We're literally, 10 months away, 9 months away.
Right.
Where are we at? Yeah. It's 8 months later.
8 months later, which
Yeah.
is not great.
I mean, you couldn't imagine that there's much left outside of a crispy biscuit inside of
no,
there,
it's pretty.
Yeah, I don't know at what rate terpenoids, flavonoids start to dissipate. I would imagine
I felt pretty tired after I smoked it. I think it might all be CBN.
We know that could be a real thing too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not even.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then little do we know, people love CBN.
I mean, people apparently just love CBN. I was looking for there's this dude who always posts stuff about whatever the specific rule in this state that allows you to request newer stuff. There's a part in the state where it says you can, or in the law where it says you can do that, but I can't find it. But that's okay. I'll show it to you at some point when I find it again.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So, anything else, Dave? Anything you want to say?
Hey, thanks for this weekend. That shit was cool. It's nice to see everybody, and it was good to meet some faces. And I'm sorry that I'm so bad with names, but I'm trying my best. Well, and then I hear you say people's names, and I try to keep it in line. And then when I get out there, I'm like, shit, all right.
We were having that discussion yesterday. I was meeting people. We were all meeting each other, and like, unless you tell each other like your Instagram name, a lot of times you won't even like. Unless you like see the person. Like a lot of people see us and they know us because they see the podcast. Other people that are just behind like random Instagram names. I'm like, oh, Spaceman Grown. Oh, fucking Asthma. Oh, fucking City Trees. Oh, fucking, who was the other one? Organico No Panico back in the day. True Hydro. There was one other one. Yeah. Unless you tell each other, you don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Or you wear a shirt. Or you hand out stickers like me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
But hell yeah, we love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Love y'all.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.